You know, there's an old strategy, and it's called beating the grass to rattle the snakes. Beating the grass to rattle the snakes. And boy, oh boy, have we rattled the snakes. Now, when you beat the grass, what happens? The snakes are forced to move. When you beat the grass, you know exactly what part of the grass the snakes are located. They will raise their head or they will try to escape. So with the recent support and exposure given to Mr. Nicholas Mc Millan of the Grenada Social Democratic Party, some snakes have been truly rattled. And the good thing about all of this, I love it. You know why I love it? The way they look at and the way they treat Mr. Nicholas Mc Millan exposes exactly how these petty bourgeois and wannabe petty bourgeois feel about the regular Grenadian man and woman. And there's more to come. You guys are going to expose yourself. You guys loathe. You guys have disdain. And you guys are condescending to the regular Grenadian man and woman. And I want the regular Grenadian man and woman to understand how you guys feel about them. And you will expose yourselves. You will. As time progresses, you surely will expose yourselves. Many of you who are afraid, literally terrified of this gentleman's rise in the Northeast, and because you guys know he's going to rise. And I don't get behind anything, and I don't ever lose. So you guys know that Mr. Nicholas Mc Millan is going to smash through the St. George Northeast constituency, and he will succeed as becoming the MP of St. George Northeast. By your reckless, irresponsible, and vicious actions taken towards Mr. Nicholas Mc Millan, and for your naysaying negative attitudes, guess what? It only serves to harden my resolve. And now it will be a scorched earth policy. So you're on notice that Mr. Nicholas Mc Millan is under the umbrella of our protection. He's one of us. So I suggest you leave that man alone. Let him do what he has to do for the people of St. George Northeast. That is to liberate the plantation of the St. George Northeast from the clutches of K-pop and wannabe saga boy politicians. You people have disrespected the people of St. George Northeast. You have destroyed their faith in the parliamentary democracy system. These people invested their heart, their time, and their life into the belief that if they voted overwhelmingly for a particular candidate, that they would have gotten some sort of representation. But instead, what we see, they've gotten a lame duck, a backbencher who is just holding a spot for a petty bourgeois party in Parliament. Matter of fact, there's no need to remind you that that candidate that they had voted for was unceremoniously kicked out of government, disregarded, carted away like a piece of rag. And yet still, you guys expect that the people of St. George Northeast is going to take that line down. Well, guess what? No, they ain't. Again, your negative attitudes and your virulent take on the rise of Mr. Nicholas Mc Millan has made me realize you people, in some respects, are the ones responsible for the rise of a Deacon Mitchell administration. And I'll tell you how you did that. You kept the people of Grenada politically uneducated. And I know why you did it. You did it so you could have preserved your privileged position. You didn't want to open their eyes. because you figured if you open their eyes, they will see through what you were doing to them. Because I was kind of wondering how the heck the Grenadian people voted in these charlatans. But now I understand that collectively, you people kept the regular man and Grenadian woman from being politically educated. But your strategy backfired. That lack of political education allowed them to be duped by a bunch of reckless political charlatans. And in some respects, I believe it's a political punishment that was imposed on Grenada by the divine for the level of corruption and viciousness that takes place behind the scenes in politics. I realize that you guys don't like honesty and you don't like people who genuinely care about Grenada and its people. That is why you guys viciously killed Morris Bishop. Some respects, many of you petty bourgeois wannabes and petty bourgeois, are the enemies of Grenada. You use the regular man and woman in Grenada to feel good about yourselves. But I'll have you know, Mr. Nicholas Mc Millan is here to stay. You better get used to seeing him around. And he is the one who is going to replace and remove your Saul-like characters in the society. These K-pop charlatanistic politicians would be replaced by honest politicians and MPs of the people, by the people, and for the people. And you guys are so vicious. After viciously getting rid of Morris Bishop, a man who cared about Grenada, guess what? You guys make a mockery and bastardize the man's name, come and use his name in this present time as some sort of wickedly evil game to actually rise in the political environment. You people are vicious. Use the name and the love that people had for Morris Bishop to actually empower yourselves to pretend that you guys are some sort of Morris-like characters when you're anything but. Wir würden die Eliten, die dem wahren Fortschritt im Wege stehen, zerschlagen. Befreiung. We will crush the elitists standing in the way of true progress. Liberation.